This is the worst of To Catch a Predator, posted by Thunder Eagle.
I'm going to McDonald's. I'm going to McDonald's. I'm going to McDonald's.
I could tell this person's a big back.
To have not been the best student in school, rarely if ever paying attention to his classes. It's likely because of this that he ended up unemployed and relying on his father to pay.
Wait, hold on, let's read this. I never interacted with him much, especially outside of school. He was one of those sit in the back and don't participate kind of guys, whereas I was the kind to raise my hand before the teacher finished the question and would still get it wrong. I was going to say, hey, look at this brown noser, but then he said he would still get it wrong, so I guess I'll give him respect for that one, for admitting that part. At least he wasn't the dirty emoji. I always used to question the teacher and answer it, and whatever the fuck.
Ran at age 43. To socialize, he'd go to local community events, where on one occasion, he tried to ask his parents to visit their house. Under the username SpecialGuy29,
oh, he's
struck
special,
up an
right?
online chat with what he thought was a year-old boy. Kennelly, claiming to be a 29-year-old teacher, did not hold back with his obscene messages.
Wait, this guy's a teacher? Why? How? Oh, hell nah.
And just 1 hour after meeting for the first time, they arranged a get-together. To further confirm his intentions, Perverted Justice asked him to come over wearing nothing but underwear. But John did not wear underwear, so when he pulled up to the Sting house in Washington, he ended up getting into his birthday suit, only to be met with Chris Hansen.
Could you explain yourself?
I'm sorry.
Bro, we're not even like a whole 5 minutes in. We're only a minute and 17 minutes in, and I already want this guy in a box. Can we put him in a wood chipper? Bro's in a swimsuit, digging malls. Oh my god, bro. We need to put these people in a wood chipper.
The show hadn't quite taken off yet.
Get the flamethrower. I second that.
So John assumes Chris is the boy's father.
Your son IM'd me, and he told me to come on over.
That's how you know this is old, when the term DM wasn't invented yet.
How old are you?
I'm 29, sir.
29. And what do you do for a living?
I drive a school bus.
You drive a school bus.
You drive a school bus.
And you're a school bus driver or a teacher?
Teacher.
You're a teacher.
God, even in his head he can't hold down a job. Early on, they let the Predators leave without facing legal repercussions. But John almost single-handedly told them this was not a good idea. Cause less than 24 hours later, using the same account as before, he scheduled to meet up with another decoy at a McDonald's. Chris was in utter disbelief.
I have been in
This guy is a super retard to the highest order. What do you mean you got caught and in the same day you're doing it again? What the fuck?
television for 24 years.
I just came to get something to eat.
And I have very seldom been at a loss for words.
Sir, I just came to get something to eat.
But I don't even know what to ask you first.
I just came to get something to eat.
John, we've been through this before. What are you
Oh
doing?
my. This would be super funny if it wasn't so fucked up that this guy is a pedophile. Holy shit.
I've got the chat log again.
A nervous John Kennelly tries to obtain forgiveness by saying he will be meeting with his psychiatrist soon.
Don't you think you need some help?
I'm seeing a psychiatrist.
Do you see why I was skeptical last night when you said...
And you get no...
No, I can't, John. I can't do that. That's their job, is to record video and audio. Now, you put yourself in this position. That's a federal offense. You can go to prison for it. Do you know that?
Yes.
Then why do you do it?
Because he's a retard.
That's what I'm seeing a psychiatrist for.
And you're going to find help here at McDonald's?
A disgusting
You're going to find help
freak.
from a 10-year-old boy?
No. I got 2 appointments with my psychiatrist tomorrow.
Who schedules 2 appointments in one day with the same doctor?
You consider yourself a predator.
Just say yes.
I don't know.
I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God, bro.
What do you consider a predator then? After exiting the scene with his shoes untied, police raided his apartment, arrested him, registered him as a tier 1 offender, and at first gave a 10-year prison sentence.
10 years, that is not enough. That is not a tough. I don't know if there's going to be more to this, but 10 years from what we're seeing is not enough. Freak isn't the word. You're right, Kiwi. Freak is not a word. This disgusting, low-life piece of shit maggot thinking that he could just do it twice in one day and not expect to get caught. Like, what the fuck? Bro got caught twice and only got 10 years. Yeah. Unfucking believable.
But this was then downgraded to a 2-year sentence.
Chat, we're fucking cooked. I don't know how many years ago this was. 2 years sentence, 8 years
with the remaining 8 years suspended. This means he's given a chance to avoid serving the full 10 years if he obeys certain conditions. In John's case, his quota was no access to internet and no contact with unless supervised. He then
Okay, chat, how is it that it's always the kid diddlers that are able to just skirt away from the law? Like, you got the whole people from the Epstein file getting away with this shit. You got EDP roaming around, and you got this dude who didn't even get the full 10 years. It was 2 years. At some point, people are going to get sick of this shit and take actions into their own hands.
Himself to 2-year-old girls at a park. Once he finished his second sentence, he got a job at a sandwich shop, but once they actually looked into his history, they fired him. Oh, he'll be heartbroken to find out that not even his idol likes him.
I was gonna say, there's no way it's Subway, right? And it's Subway.
100 million episodes of the show, and these guys still come out.
Kennelly remains unemployed to this day, and occasionally he's been spotted by TCAP fans in public.
What now?
Please keep the memes out of general.
Donald Leroy Morrison Jr., despite being diabetic, lived a happy life at first. He worked in several jobs as a football announcer, customer service technician, and even the federal government at one point. But this would all collapse when he chose to meet up with a 7-year-old girl and take pictures of her. Authorities searched Morrison's Texas home and found more illegal images on his computer. The punishment for this was a very lenient 1 year in jail and a $197 fine.
One year prison sentence with a $197 fine. Holy fuck.
People paid 10 times that for owning Kinder eggs.
No.
They did not even register him on any lists.
What?
Donald ended up moving back to his parents' house in Fort Myers, Florida, and getting a job as a cookie baker. In his spare time, he'd go on online chat rooms as Donnie 1957 Male and meet up with more girls, although according to him, they were all in their early 20s. But then he found a 7-year-old girl, and after a very short chat, scheduled to meet up. Morrison arrives wearing the sweatiest shirt imaginable.
Bro.
It's better than nothing, I suppose. And sat down to eat some cookies kindly offered by...
Can I get you a glass of milk to go along with those cookies? Sure.
We should have gotten a bake-off between these two. He tries to cover up his sweat stains in front of Chris, but what he can't hide is his chat logs. So he confesses to all of his past misconduct.
I have a compulsion for younger women, just meeting them. I've met about a dozen of them online.
Yeah, bro. Younger women. Yeah, not young girls or anything. Totally. We believe you. So COD points is only worth a year and $200? Yep. Apparently, according to the law. I knew anything involving CP was bad, but holy fuck, these are very unsatisfying results. Chad, I'm at a loss for words here. We just need to put all these people in a box and then put them in a wood chipper. That's all we can really do for these people. They're irredeemable, disgusting. I can't even say freaks. Freaks aren't the appropriate word to describe these vile, like human beings, if you can even call them that. One dude got 75 years because he had COD points as a minor and fresh turned 18. Wait, so tell me if I read that right. A guy who was 17 years old, then turned 18, got charged 75 years because he had pictures of girls that weren't 18. Am I reading that right? Yeah? Oh my fucking god. How does this happen? Nah, I prefer burning them alive or throwing them into a pit of hungry barracudas. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing that, actually. I wouldn't mind seeing a pit of hungry barracudas eat these people alive. 100 ways to ruin your 18th birthday. No, the way, bros, I can get you a glass of milk got me laughing. Yeah, that. Can I get you a glass of milk? And the way this fucking fat, disgusting retard over here just said, yeah, as if this was like a casual conversation. Okay, sweaty tits, get the fuck out of here.
His reasoning?
Yeah, I don't know why.
You don't know why.
Well, I know why.
Well, you treat this like you forgot to pay for some candy at the grocery store.
I know it's wrong. I shouldn't have done it. I knew I shouldn't have done it.
Why'd you do it then?
I don't know. Just because when people sweet talk me, I fall.
You can tell he's anxious. The sweat in that shirt must be an entire city's water supply now. Yeah, I don't think I want to do a hydration reminder today. Hansen asks Morrison how the people in his life will react to this, and he says,
Oh, I know my mom's gonna take my computer and completely throw it away.
That's assuming you don't get put into jail.
Yeah,
again.
He checks off all the stereotypes.
You're 48 years old, Donald.
48.
Why should you rely on your mommy to do discipline here?
Because of, like I said, lack of judgment. You know, being lonely, having no girlfriend. Physical contact with anybody. Just lack of.
Then it turns out that Donald has actually watched Dateline NBC before.
What made you think that this might be a police operation?
Just after seeing all these things on Dateline, like I said, this is the first time I've done it since I've been here.
So you've seen all the Dateline stories? Mm-hmm. And what did you think of those stories?
I thought some of them were pretty bad. I mean, I saw the one where they were coming over for and stuff like that. Wow. And I'm not really into, this is probably considered that.
Press exit out right now. So you're telling me this dude knows of the show, seen the show, and still went through with doing this. This is such a low IQ moment right here.
And I know this is probably going to be on Dateline too, so go ahead and put it on.
Well, you know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline
Right,
NBC.
I understand. I recognize it from the voice.
And everything you've just said and done has all been recorded.
Okay.
Before leaving, he thanks Chris for making him realize that he needs help.
Thank you for bringing, kicking me in the pants and setting me straight, Chris.
He seems to believe that if he gets therapy, he'll dodge any and all consequences. But the police say otherwise.
Get down the fucking ground!
I knew this was going to happen when Dateline was in there.
The way he says it, it's like he's a character breaking the fourth wall or something. During the arrest, he went into diabetic shock, so he was brought to a hospital before being charged with a measly 9 months in jail and 3 years probation. But at
Oh my god, bro, when are we gonna stop doing this? It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. Oh no, bro.
the very least, he was finally registered as an offender.
Of
After
the bare
finishing his
minimum.
sentence, he went back to living with his mother. At a dialysis center, a TCAP fan in her 30s recognized him and got his contact info. The two had explicit conversations over the phone, and eventually they scheduled to meet up at Morrison's mother's house. But when the day came, nobody showed up. It was all a prank. In 2012, he got arrested again when he got caught looking at illegal pictures in a public library, a place that offenders like him aren't allowed to go to because are present. His sentence for this is unknown, but we do know that by 2021, he was free, because he'd briefly appear.
His sentence was unknown. I guarantee you it was just, as usual, a slap on the wrist. This is a damn insult to the victims and the justice system. What are we doing? What are we doing?
In a local news report about a storm.
Donald Morrison has lived in Mobile Manor since 2001.
I've been through Charlie, Wilma, and Irma.
He's probably in your walls, Zev. God, I sure hope not. Actually, no. I actually do hope that he's in my wall so I could just have him a good little talking. You know what I'm saying?
He says the damage this time isn't as bad as when Charlie hit.
When it came through, it was like, it sounded like a tornado is what it really sounded like. I mean, it was just really fast.
This must have been quite the jump scare. Then in October 2022, he died at age 65 from unknown causes.
Oh,
Supposedly
thank
there was a
God.
celebration of life event, so who knows what happened there.
Death may be a topic that's something that we'll have to talk about in the future. But in the context of what happened here, thank God he's gone. The law wasn't gonna do anything, so natural causes had to step in and take this dude out.
Slim Diddy, yes, I'm the real Diddy. All you other Slim Diddies are just a big pity.
Cody Michael Green always made himself out to be a hood-born gangster of sorts. In actuality, he was raised in one of Georgia's wealthiest areas. But this luck wouldn't last, as at age 16, he got into a car accident that resulted in a brain injury. Supposedly in high school, he was an outcast, although when girls tried to talk to him out of pity, he'd act creepy towards them. Cody's run-in with the law did not start with grooming, but with a DUI that placed him on probation. Not long after, he was caught fleeing the scene of a car crash.
Wait, so was he like this before or after the brain injury accident? Because if this was after, then damn, that really sucks to end up with an RNG that inhibits your intelligence from doing this. But if it was before, well, I guess really nothing much has changed.
But what truly got him into hot
like
water
after.
was his chat with a 13-year-old decoy named Maddie. He went by Perfect Buddy Georgia, and not only did he send the usual graphic messages, but also pictures of his ass. I pray for anybody on the production crew who had to look at these types of photos. Unlike the last two predators, Cody takes his time to get to know Maddie, and after talking for several days, they schedule to meet up. The time comes, he pulls up to the house in an expensive Cadillac, brings in some groceries, and...
Hey! Why don't you just step right over there, please?
Please, sir, I really drove this far for no reason.
You drove this far for no reason.
Cody
for no
swears
reason.
up and down that he had no bad intentions.
I said, if this is really not what you're looking for, I really want you to tell me that. Because I will come over and I swear I will just be with you and I will not touch you, anything like that. Is what I said, and I can prove that to you. I will show it to you.
Don't worry, we got the chat logs.
I swear, sir, I'm a desperate person. I need a girl in my life, and if she really wanted to be my friend, that would be all I needed from her.
Chris, unmoved, asks about the groceries.
Bro needs a girl in his life, so he's asking, bro. Alright. Yes, what a logical conclusion. Let me just ask those that are years below me to seek a relationship. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Oh yes, an adult asking a minor if it's okay to come over. Yeah, that is totally normal, right? Yeah, of course, guys. Come on now. Hey, what are you talking about? You telling me this isn't normal here? Because apparently, according to the law, it's normal enough to where they don't give them a serious punishment. So it's like, what the fuck? I really wish this wasn't real. Like, as great as the world can be sometimes, unfortunately, you got disgusting people like this that roam among us on the streets.
White chocolate.
Yes, sir, that's what I told her I was bringing.
What about condoms?
Yes, sir, I have them also, but that was not my intention, I swear to you, sir.
See, him buying condoms was just a silly little accident. Happens to the best of us. God damn it, not again. Cody then shifts the blame to the decoy for getting him to act inappropriate.
So you did everything just because she told you?
Yes, sir. I swear to you that is the reason for it.
All while Chris reads out the messages.
Did you say you are ready to have my fang in your mouth?
Yes, sir.
You would have had...
Oh, God.
Probably, yeah.
Why? Because it's so alluring?
Spit on that thing. Fuck to her.
It's just something that you'll probably never have again. That would be probably the cleanest, best pleasure, I would say.
The cleanest, best pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Is to have your old girl.
Yes, sir.
What do
Once
I
the
even
police
add? That's fair.
apprehend him, he
What do
flips
you
off the
even add?
camera, hides behind his cap, then flips another bird. I thought prisoners only wore striped outfits in cartoons. This is the goofiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Was placed on bail, but thanks to his rich parents, he paid it off quickly and got an attorney for the upcoming trial. The court found that despite his brain injury, he was competent enough to stand trial. But even with a lawyer at his side, Cody found himself with 3 years in prison, 12 years of probation, lifetime registration as an offender, as well as being forced to live with his parents and wear an ankle monitor at all times. After being released,
Chad, when is this gonna stop? When is this gonna stop? When are we gonna stop slapping them on the wrist? 3 years? 3 years? Are we serious? Why so low? I don't understand. Is this gonna be a running trend here for the next 13, 20 minutes? Is this gonna be a running trend where they get caught and they only get a slap on the wrist? Need I say it one last time? Get the flamethrower. I still think we put him in the wood chipper.
he went and exposed himself to a girl at a pool, getting him 9 more months in jail and 16 more years of probation.
Bro, I swear I did not watch this beforehand. It just keeps getting worse. It's not enough. Lock him up for more than 30 years, more than 4. You know what? Fuck it. Life prison or the chair. These people gotta go. There's no way they could be reformed. At least I don't live in the UK. You know what? You're so right. The UK isn't doing so hot. At least over here, we have the rights to bear arms. So if this shit were to happen, you know, people, all of a sudden I gotta defend myself, right? But you can't do that in the UK. In fact, they cover it up actively. And they might as well be endorsing this too. You know, the UK is pretty bad. I'm not saying that we're like the greatest or anything when it comes to that stuff, but at least we have ways to settle the score, you know? You can't really do that in the UK without being into some knee deep in shit.
Now, Georgia considers him a dangerous offender, meaning he's very likely to repeat his actions. No reports of him doing
that
so
he's a
since
dangerous
have come
offender,
out,
and they
thankfully.
still.
Although in 2024 he got arrested for battery and shoplifting. Now he looks like Wendigoon.
Okay, bro. Yeah, that's a bigger crime.
Malik Kareem Washington was a New York University student who worked as a GameStop manager. Under the name Loverboy212X, he chatted with a 12-year-old decoy about things a 12-year-old should not be learning. Malik claimed to be 19, but in actuality he was 27. What's the point of doing that? It's illegal either way.
Yeah,
Instead of
right?
a house, they plan to meet up at a beach. But because Malik doesn't have a car, he instead takes a train and walks several miles to the area. With him, he brought a zesty SpongeBob jacket and a laptop filled with corn. Once he arrives, he states his intentions in
Wait, Chad. I think I've seen this guy before. Didn't he wanted to goon with the decoy? And I'm saying that like it's not actually the decoy, like his actual target. I'm pretty sure that was the intended goal. It was either that or a different one I'm thinking of.
Front of the decoy word for word until a hero emerges from the shadows, causing Malik to do a complete 180.
What's going on?
I'm good.
You're good?
Uh-huh.
What were you planning on doing this evening?
Nothing much, just hang out.
And how old are you?
Me, I'm 17.
What year were you born?
85, I think. 85, I think.
85?
That's 4 different ages.
Why did you think it was okay to visit a year-old girl at your age?
First of all, I like to travel, and then
You like to travel?
I like to travel, plus she wants to hang out, so I don't mind.
What? You know, seeing them on the beach makes me wish they did more themed Sting locations. Like, imagine if they meet up at a medieval castle and Chris comes in as a knight. Or what about a haunted house? They have to get through a maze to meet the decoy, only to be jump scared by Chris in a killer mask. That would have been awesome.
That would be awesome. That would be really, really entertaining, admittedly. Even though the subject of this show is, you know, pretty fucked.
Somehow Malik gets the idea that Chris is his friend and asks for a ride home.
Can you give me a ride home? Because I want to walk back.
I can't give you a ride, I'm sorry.
I had to walk back?
Well, that's up to you. But I'm not in a position to give you a ride, though.
Hanson says no because somebody else is planning to pick him up.
Get down! Get down! Get down! Get down!
He unfortunately managed to avoid jail time thanks to a plea deal, but he was to be supervised and registered as an offender for the rest of his life. It's likely because of this conviction that he never ended up graduating from NYU. In 2023, Malik became a rapper under the name Leaky Washington, and he sang about how he's one of those ninjas whose dreams got shattered. That's your damn fault.
He looks like someone I would know. I'm scared for you, Kiwi.
Justin Taylor Smith was a freelance editor who primarily worked at, where else but Nickelodeon, the network by creeps for creeps. He was involved with all their most popular cartoons, and even made his hair Nickelodeon color. Going by the handle Resident Smith, Justin begins chatting with a decoy named Carly. That name is purely coincidental. iCarly came out after. Acknowledges that he shouldn't do it, cause it's illegal, yet only doubles down, then makes a plan to meet up. So after a nearly 40-mile drive in LA traffic no less, Justin Smith is welcomed by guess who?
We had a lot to talk about.
Santa Claus?
Why don't you just have a seat right there, please?
And he immediately dips.
No, I need you. No, seriously. You're going to want to talk to me. I'm sorry. Trust me on this. Now, you work at Nickelodeon, huh? No. You don't? What's your name?
There is no interview whatsoever, just him getting arrested with his impeccable crocodile tears.
I really wasn't going to do anything. Stand up, I swear to God.
I'd be lucky if I have any sort of resemblance to my job, to my friends, to the way my family perceives me, to the girlfriend I've had, the dog we have.
To the girlfriend?
Nickelodeon tells Dateline.
Bro had a girlfriend? Wait, hold on. There's no way I misheard that, right?
If I have any sort of resemblance to my job, to my friends, to the way my family perceives me, to the girlfriend I've had, the dog.
Oh, the girlfriend he had. Thankfully, that doesn't mean he's in a relationship anymore. At least I hope at that time. Because, like, what?
We have together.
Nickelodeon tells Dateline that they fired him, but IMDb says he didn't leave the network until 2011. Knowing what we know about kids' TV, it wouldn't be surprising if they lied to avoid backlash. Justin would be charged with 2 felony counts and given 5 years probation, community service for 60 days, lifetime offender registration, and mandatory counseling.
No jail.
In 2020, he tried returning to
What is
editing
going
by
on?
working on a show called Celebrity Call Center, a show where randomly chosen people get to talk with Z-list celebrities over the phone. Literally nobody watched it, and it only got 7 episodes. Since then, Justin Smith has not gotten any work.
A straight white man.
Michael Willis was a 49-year-old from Lakeland, Florida who... There is literally no other info about him prior to his TV appearance. Using the handle generic white male, that sure is a name alright. He posed as a 30-year-old and began conversing with a girl half that age. Just like the last guy, Michael recognizes that this is not okay. So he asked,
Chad, does he look like a generic white male? I think he looks a little bit below generic. No? Yeah, I don't really think so either. He does not look like a generic white male. Generic white. Yeah, you know, that sounds more appropriate. Maybe he should change his handle to that.
The decoy to keep the relationship a secret. They arrange a time for him to visit, and he heads
Epstein, if he was from the South.
out with sunscreen, beer, and condoms. Once he enters the house, he is greeted with the opportunity to try Chris's world-famous cookies.
Come on in over here. Have a seat there. Hungry?
Yeah.
How's it taste?
Great. Wow. You're home baked?
The way this...
What the fuck? Bro's acting like this is a casual conversation. What?
This shot has made some people think that Michael has a glass eye, with a few even speculating that he lost his real eye by serving in Vietnam. He wouldn't have been old enough to do so until the very end, so there's no way this is true. I don't blame people for thinking this though, cause he looks like an 80-year-old grandma.
Is this some kind of setup or something?
Oh my
I'm just on
god.
my way to the beach.
And how did you meet her?
Well, of course, online.
You act like I should know that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a common thing now.
Just to meet young girls online.
I'll meet any women online.
Then I remind generic white male that Jolanda told him she was...
What? No way.
Once cornered...
Bro should be an actor with the way that he just came off. It's like, what? No. Oscar-worthy acting. 100%. Again, it would be funny if the situation wasn't so messed up, you know?
by Chris, he throws away the cookies, rude, leaves, stumbles on the porch, and gets taken into custody. But he and two others caught in this sting operation got a lawyer. The lawyer asked Perverted Justice to hand over the chat logs. Perverted Justice said no, so the court had to step in and coerce them into doing so. Perverted Justice then says, oh no, the hard drives crashed. Looks like the chat logs are lost forever. So because of PJ's sheer incompetence, all three of the suspects were acquitted of all crimes. It later turned out that the chat logs were readily available. So why hesitate? This could have been an open and shut case. The road to hell sure is paved with good intentions, isn't it?
I haven't seen that big of a fuck up since, again, callback to when EDP first got outed. That was a pretty bad mess up. I'm just at a loss for words here. I know I keep saying this, but this truly is unbelievable that these people are able to get away with it. Well, you know, now that I think about it, what do you think the lawyers are thinking of? I don't know. I mean, I get it. Lawyers, oftentimes, they're depicted as not having really any sense of morals and shit like that, and they're only in it for the paycheck. You know, whatever, I get it, get the bag, king, queen, whatever the fuck. But you're going to be defending somebody with disgusting acts of behavior? I don't know. Maybe that's something that a lawyer can tell me. I just don't subscribe to what goes on there, you know? Holy.
Jeffrey Douglas Stacy was a
I thought he was gonna say Jeffrey
27-year-old
Epstein.
working at a deli in Ohio. His life was not good at all. He lived with his parents, suffered from epilepsy, and his only friends were drug addicts. But he'd only make his situation worse by chatting up a year-old decoy and immediately jumping to the gross stuff. Jeff, going by single Texas guy for fun, even though he never lived in Texas, sent other people's nude photos and cropped the heads out to make them look like they were his. He showed a bit of skepticism on whether or not the girl was real, but he ultimately chose to take the risk and make the drive to Cincinnati.
Do me a favor and just have a seat right over there on the other side of the bar.
Where millions of people got to hear his buttery smooth voice.
I ask everybody all kinds of stuff. It's just talk.
Do you?
Oh my god, that's so bad. Look, I know people question my voice, but at least it doesn't sound like that. Holy. He's so ugly. I mean, to be fair, do any of these predators not look ugly? That's a bigger question to ask. He sounds like Herbert the Pervert. wait, hold on.
I ask everybody all kinds of stuff. It's just talk.
Maybe he sounds like a little bit of a younger version of Herbert, but I could kind of hear it.
What's wrong with what? asking questions.
Mickey Mouse here deflects everything Chris tells him. For 10 whole minutes, the conversation just goes in circles.
I believe she's 18.
18?
Mm-hmm.
And what made you think she was 18?
Because I thought she said she was 18.
You want to try again?
You want to try again? It's like he's hosting a game show.
We know you're lying, man. Stop the cam.
What's that say right there? What number is that? Okay. Go ahead, Sam.
I don't remember.
Isn't that a little convenient that all of a sudden you're sitting here talking to me and you don't remember?
No, it happened probably last night.
Whole 24 hours ago.
So?
A lifetime. Then you say, oh, you're not a cop, are you? Why did you ask if she was a cop?
I had people who were drug friends, and they say that if you ask that they have to tell you.
Oh my
So
God.
the druggies told you that if you ask over the internet if there are police, they have to tell you.
Yeah.
And why were you worried that it might have been a police officer?
I ask everybody.
Just out of habit?
Yeah.
Well, doesn't that indicate that you're worried that if it was a police officer, you could get in trouble for what you were doing?
No, because I ask that to everybody. It's talking.
Talking. Yeah, but the difference tonight, Jeff, is that you went from talking to showing up at this house where you thought a girl was home alone.
I didn't know.
You didn't know what?
She was.
Do you want to go through the exercise again where we talk about what age is right here in the chat?
No, because I don't remember.
You also sent this picture of yourself.
Yes, I know.
That's you. And then you sent these pictures, too.
Yeah.
Who are they? What's all that?
Just phony pictures.
Just phony pictures. What were you going to do if you had showed up here and a girl was here and I was not? What would have happened?
Probably a whole lot of nothing.
A whole lot of nothing.
A whole lot of nothing. Yeah,
Bring
okay.
drugs. I didn't do any of that.
Yeah, but what you're saying now conflicts with what you said online.
It's online, though.
So you just made it all up. All play, all chat.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is, Jeff, you showed up.
Eventually, he does admit he was in the wrong and claims it was all just a misunderstanding.
I mean, I'm sorry if all this happened. I'm sorry all this. It's really a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding.
A
You know the
misunderstanding.
drill by now. Chris lets him go, and the police detain him. Apparently, though, he can't even remember his age.
You're 29? 25. Okay. You think? How old are you?
I think I'm 25.
Okay.
Him and Malik
Bro
must
got
be
some-
competing to gain
Bro got some crazy mind-altering abilities or something, except it only works on himself. Chat, are any of you cops? You legally have to tell me so I know that you guys are cops. No, not Fed coming in saying, I'm a cop, Kiwi, I'm a cop. Oh my God. We got ops in here. We got the 5-0. You know, we got the boys in blue. I always knew this was a sting operation, wasn't it?
sympathy and possibly dodge consequences, he makes threats of ending his own life. The officers do not budge. Jeff's sentence is 6 months in prison, 6 months probation, offender registration for 10 years, mandatory counseling, giving up his car, and paying the police's overtime costs for the investigation. Out of
6 months. How do they keep getting away with this?
prison, Jeff managed to marry an adult woman, likely due to his Ohio Riz, and get a job as a karate instructor. But his wife, Leanne Cundiff, was very abusive and would often make threats to accuse him of assault. Then his dojo dropped him after TCAP fans found out he worked there and filed complaints. His life was back on a downward trajectory.
Good.
In 2021,
These people
a
don't
Walmart
deserve a good
employee
life.
noticed that a car was parked in the same spot for 2 days straight. He peeked, saw a lifeless Jeffrey Stacy, and dialed 911. Drug intoxication combined with poor overall health had taken him out at 41. Now that her husband was gone, Leanne had no means of paying rent, resulting in her getting an eviction notice.
Womp
With
womp.
nowhere else to go, she poured olive oil all over her kitchen, grabbed a lighter, and set it ablaze.
God
the whole
damn.
apartment was quickly engulfed in flames. Soon it spread to her neighbor's unit, though luckily nobody was home. 3 days later, she broke into another neighbor's apartment to steal whatever
Payday
drugs she could
soundtrack they
find. Then that neighbor came home to a stranger in his backyard surrounded by pill bottles. The police were called and Leanne was arrested. When questioned, she would pin the blame on her family members who lived nowhere near the area.
What is going on here? Are we still watching the same video?
Her do it. Then it changed to her starting the fire because the family was going to start a much worse one. Then it changed to her accidentally leaving the oven on. Leanne was obviously not in a correct state of mind, so instead of jail time, she was given 3 years in a mental institution. You better hide, cause she gets out in July this year.
Oh
so
no,
yeah.
oh hell nah, bro. Chat, she's already out. This woman who, because she couldn't pay rent, thought it'd be a great idea to burn the whole apartment complex down. She couldn't just take the L or, you know, get a job. She had to burn the whole complex down and then rob from people. How did we go from bread catching to people going batshit insane?
Looks like Jeffrey Stacy got the worst punishment imaginable, marrying a Hello Kitty girl.
Oh my god. Hello Kitty girls never beating the allegation.
This show really isn't doing the Michael community any favors. Michael Andrew Worker was a computer technician looking for work in California, as he had been living off of an inheritance for quite some time. Under the username... How do I even begin to approach this?
Oh, no.
Okay, how about this? I'll show it for 1 second. Ready? Bam. Whoa. Worker's chat log is easily the worst in the entire
I'm not saying
show.
that out loud.
He literally fantasizes about killing her and drinking her blood, among countless other things that I don't want to describe. Thank God he was talking to a decoy.
We have a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you have a seat?
And Chris was even kind enough to offer a substitute for blood.
This is punch, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, Michael knew from the get-go this was a sting operation.
And I knew that this was a setup because this was too convenient for this.
What was too convenient?
A chat room and just talking about everything.
Yeah,
that,
sure thing, buddy.
Yet he still decided to show up.
And how old was this person we were talking to?
She said she was. But
she said she was. And how old are you?
I'm 29.
29. What kind of a thing is that to say? To a 3-year-old kid?
Well, she wasn't. Was she?
She said she was.
Well, and I can say we're at 12.
Here's what he has to say about his user.
Oh my god, bro. This guy can't be fucking serious. Oh my god. This is like a tier 1 retard right there. Like, you know, I mean, yeah, I knew it was a decoy, but I still went along with it. I mean, I could also be lying. Chat, is IQ too high? Or is he just stupid?
Your name.
Can I?
God damn, bro.
How do you come up with that?
A guy-to-guy thing here, okay? It gets responses.
Do you think it was funny?
No.
Then why would you do this?
It's just something that I like to put myself into that role and talk about.
And about his messages.
Yeah. The way that I entertain myself is online. And I'll say anything, and I'll talk about anything.
You talk about...
Oh, holy.
Okay, well, people
so that's normal?
Well, people do some things, man. Come on.
Do you feel that you have got a problem chatting online?
Sort of, yeah.
Wow. And look at how they edited his arrest.
What do you think should happen to you?
I was gonna say, tell me they jump cut to him getting arrested.
So knowing that Michael Worker wasn't just planning on picking up a cupcake, but also enacting outright violence, surely he'd get a far harsher sentence. He got 120 days in jail and 5 years probation with lifetime offender registration.
I can't even be surprised anymore.
He would have gotten 4 years in prison if he violated his probation, but he never
4
did.
years.
His life afterwards was very uneventful. He moved from California to Idaho and lived there until his death in 2024. Lewis William Conrad.
Wait. Is this going to be the senator one? The whole reason why the show doesn't exist anymore? Time to find out.
Jr. had it all. He obtained a degree from a prestigious law school and became the district attorney for his county in Texas. Those who knew him said he had a near photographic memory of the law, but despite having impeccable skills and one of the highest paying careers out there, his romantic life was nowhere near as lucky, which must have been his motivation for destroying a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Lewis, pretending to be a 19-year-old named Will, got in contact with a year-old decoy and the usual DMs
It's still
followed,
illegal.
but
Still
midway
illegal,
through,
but you pretend to be
Lewis
19.
stopped talking to the decoy and deleted his MySpace. I told you this show is old. In fact, the Predators can no longer watch it because it's over 18. Technically, though, he still broke Texas law. So after a bit of deliberation, the police decided to search his home. When they arrived, Lewis refused to answer the door, so they called in the SWAT team to breach it. Inside, they found his computer, which had illegal images on it, and a textbook about safety laws. Then they entered the hallway and were greeted by Lewis Conrad, who proceeded to end his own life in front of them.
I guess you were right, Kiwi. Holy.
The police department would be lambasted for how poorly they handled this case. Many signs pointed to NBC orchestrating the arrest for content rather than for justice. On top of that, his house was raided before they even got a search warrant. Because of these factors, Conrad's sister sued Dateline NBC for over $100 million. To prevent further lawsuits of a similar caliber, the network officially canceled To Catch a Predator.
Damn. So that's what happened, huh? Golly. 32 minutes of seeing people being vile, disgusting, and getting away with it with no more than a slap on the wrist. That is sad. But that is the world that we live in. And we can only really hope that in the future, shit like this happens less and less until it's completely and utterly stomped out. And that's the only hope